One chef drives 3 meals to their food destiny. Which meal can travel a distance and which runs out of gas? But first, here we have Chef Joshua.
My name's Joshua. I learned how to cook when I was 7. So from like my parents, and then I used to watch the Food Network and the Food Channel, and that's how I learned how to cook. And then just kind of self-taught after that. I do watch Chopped and all the various, food challenge shows on Food Network. So, it's a really cool experience to actually be doing something very similar to that. So, get to show off my skills.
Here are the rules. There is just one round. Each meal has its own basket of mystery ingredients, and you must use every ingredient in the basket in some way. Each meal is timed separately for preparation and cooking. When the clock runs out, our judges will critique your dishes on presentation, taste, and creativity. If your dish doesn't pass, you'll be driven away. Before we get started, let me just say, start your engines. Please, open your baskets, and you must use every ingredient in the basket in some way. Only 20 minutes to prep, and then an hour to dry. Clock starts now.
Well, it looks like we got some bok choy here, some green onions, ear of corn, some zucchini, some fresh dill, some mushrooms, some baby spinach. We got here some steelhead trout, along with...
I see your mystery basket includes Indiana steelhead trout.
Yes.
Have you cooked a lot of fish?
I have cooked a lot of fish. Trout is actually a first, but I think it's really similar to salmon. Maybe not like flavor-wise, but texture and like skin-wise. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put this one skin down. Let the butter, crisp up that skin, so it just adds a little extra texture and flavor to it.
Oh, a wise chef to use lots of butter when cooking steelhead trout.
along with a peach, a lime, some garlic cloves, and some couscous. Well, I think the first thing is for me to get my couscous to soak, and then I'm just gonna have to layer everything. Probably the fish first, and then the vegetables next, and probably the vegetables that take the longest at the top, at the bottom, and then the ones that don't take as long at the top, so they don't, overcook or anything. So let me get this couscous soaking first. Ready? I have to start work on this fish now.
That looks like an Indiana steelhead trout.
It does. I'll probably have to cook this skin down first of all, because I don't want the fish to overcook at all.
Makes sense. And fish has a low cooking temperature, which is good for these cars.
Yes, low and slow wins the race.
That's right. Hey, so do you own a car?
Well, actually, I don't own a car. I cycle everywhere, so this is a little ironic to me to be cooking with the car, since I don't own one, but I am just now learning today that you can cook with a car. So you drive an hour, you got a full meal. Probably next, I'm gonna line these pans with a little bit of butter. Yeah, you do not want any part of the fish to stick to the pan, because that would just be a waste. You want all that. If you put just enough, and it cooks just hot enough, you can get that skin nice and crispy, and that's just some good added texture to the whole experience of eating fish. Alright, so now that I got my pans buttered, I'm gonna make 3 different types of these fish dishes. I think first I'm gonna do kind of a mock of like a ratatouille one, and then I think I'm gonna do like an Asian inspired one, and then another one I think I'm just gonna do kind of like a southwestern flair of like with the black beans and the red peppers and the mushrooms and the corn. So first I think the easiest one to knock out right now is probably gonna be the ratatouille one, because that's gonna be the longest process. It's gonna be chopping up all these vegetables. Stack this zucchini on top. And I'm gonna start taking apart this red pepper right now. This I'm gonna do some semi-long slivers, probably about finger length or so, and get those going in the opposite direction. Start layering those bad boys in there too. Now that we got that layer in there, probably proceed with our mushroom next. I take the little bottom part of it off. It just makes it just a little bit easier to cut. I really don't follow recipes. I mean, it's nice every now and then if you're, trying to make like a classic dish, like, apple pie or, something that your grandma used to make. But a lot of times I'm making stuff like on the fly. Like I just, look in the fridge, see what I have, and kind of make my own thing. So in a sense, it's kind of like chopped in my house every day when it comes to making dinner. I think with garlic is just a little tricky to handle sometimes. But if you smash it first and then get all that good stuff off, extra flavor in there. Nothing's wrong with a little bit of garlic. Just makes everything just a little bit better. I think I'm just gonna layer it leaf by leaf with the spinach though. Not be able to stack a lot of spinach since it cooks down fairly quickly. And that's why I put it at the top instead of at the bottom. If I was put this at the bottom, it would either burn or wilt very badly, and that would just mess up the entire dish itself. In the oven, I'll say about 325, 350 for an hour or so.
Oh, did somebody say oven? Let's talk about your oven today. We have a car manifold right here.
A car manifold.
And a thermometer. So in your car, you've got all that stuff underneath there. You've got the carburetor, you've got a fuel injector system, you've got an oil filter, but the heat source that's going to work best for your cooking today is going to be a car manifold, just like this. So you can see in today's cars, there are going to be quite a few places where you can tuck these little packets against here, and we'll have this thermometer in here. On a hot day, you would think a normal oven might get up to about 500 degrees.
Yeah.
But the conductivity of this manifold is going to be less. I bet we'd be lucky to get this temperature up to 250 degrees. So a lot of car cooking is going to be slow cooking. Which is why your trout steelhead selection was very good. It'll cook up just nicely, and your thin sliced vegetables and your ratatouille are going to go just fine. So we're looking forward to that. Your next dish.
Well, I'm gonna start on the southwestern one with a little twist though. I'm gonna add couscous instead of rice. Now, couscous, the first one. Add some of my couscous that I had soaking off here off to the side on top of it first. And that would just add some extra moisture to the fish as well too. Because sometimes fish can get dry when it's cooking for a very long time, but since we're going low in some, we have to worry about that. But I just want to get just enough couscous in there just to cover the fish. Going a little bit Asian inspired here. I'm going to get this lime action going here. It's a nectarine, correct?
Yes. Nice Hoosier nectarine. Actually, it's a Georgia nectarine.
Georgia nectarine.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to use this in a different approach. I think I'm just going to try to use some of the juice from this to get kind of a sweet and sour effect, because that's very Asian inspired as well. Using opposite flavors to get that umami taste. I work 2 jobs. I work at the Harrison Center during the day, and then I work at a local pizza shop called Basbo's at night. So I just finished off this Asian-inspired one right here. Finished off the green onions on top. We'll begin my final one, my southwestern one, which I will use a little bit of couscous as well too, instead of rice once again. In my position. So next I'm gonna take apart this corn, which is one of the harder vegetables, well, starches actually, to take apart. And actually a good tip is, if you have a bowl ever, you can stand the ear of corn up on the bowl and then slice it down on the bowl onto your cutting board, so all the little kernels won't run away. Beans can overcook, and that's just not a good flavor profile for the fish. So now I'm just gonna take apart this corn. I'm gonna just cut the kernels right off the ear itself. I'm just gonna layer them onto the beans next, because this is gonna be my Southwest kind of inspired dish right here. So I got the corn, I got my beans. Add a little lime juice for extra flavor, a little garlic as well too. Break off just a little bit of that dill. I think dill and couscous is actually an excellent combo. So next I'm just going to add my layer of mushroom to round off my southwest.
We're down to 3 minutes now. You can see he's working against the clock now. It looks like he's got it well in hand here.
And since he said we were kind of working with a car, I'm going to have to figure out a good way to seal up my my cooking vessels properly so they won't spill out in the car. 2 wraps are good, 3 wraps are better. Well, let's begin that step. For the first one, flip it. Same wrap as before. My third one's going to just be a little bit bigger, just to make sure it's sealed all in properly. Down there, down, over.
Looking good.
My first one.
And 2 minutes.
And got just enough time. I'm going to rip out all my sheets now, just to save time. Next.
Seems to have a good knack for production. Must be those busy minutes with Ashley.
Yes, sir. You gotta work against the clock.
1 minute. Soon we'll see how Chef drives his way to the finish line here.
Get my last one going here.
All right, chefs, 20 seconds.
Just enough time.
15 seconds, chef.
Just the wire here.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away. Hey, so do you own a car?
No, I do not actually. I ride a bicycle around, that's how I get around everywhere. So this is actually kind of ironic for me to be cooking with a car when I can simply just use my stove at home.
Oh, that's very ironic. Although I guess you'll be reducing the carbon footprint. That gas you'd otherwise be using will be going toward a heat source for cooking your fine meal today.
Well, any way I can use alternative means to cook food is a challenge to me, and I will accept that challenge.
Let's get that food out to the car. Remember, car cooking is not an exact science. Although all engines are different, the principles are the same. So how do you find the best places on your car to place your veggies? Well, it could come down to testing with your finger, but we use a thermometer. Town for about an hour. I wonder what's going on over there at the platform today. Always lots of good stuff. Chef, why don't you describe what you have there?
Alright. Well, it's a lot of tinfoil, so let me get these layers off first.
Good for keeping it warm.
This is the ratatouille one. Spoon. Slide right out.
Oh,
There you go. There's
Oh, that
one.
fish made out.
beautiful.
Good color combination.
So do you want to explain it to us?
Yes, there is the steelhead trout, and then there's zucchini. And the next layer is bell peppers, and the next layer is mushrooms and garlic, and then the final layer is spinach. So,
You say mushrooms?
yes,
What type of mushrooms?
they are portobello mushrooms. So, if you guys would like to try that one.
Thank you. The pepper's very tender.
Great. All right, I'll do that. Okay, thank you.
How long was the cooking time?
Yeah, it's really good.
The texture of the vegetables is fantastic.
Thank you.
The
The fish
zucchini
tastes
still
good, too.
crisp. I've tried the fish.
It's amazing that the fish is cooked thoroughly from a car, and the vegetables are still like crisp enough.
Yeah. You know, that's what I think is amazing. The peppers are really tender, the zucchini's crisp, the fish is cooked perfectly.
This one is my southwestern one.
I feel a little more at home with this one.
I bet you do. Did you pre-cook the couscous, or was it?
Yeah, it's soaked in water first before we put it
Okay.
in. So.
Do all of the dishes have sealed shut?
Yes.
What type of bean is it?
Black beans.
It's a good combination with the corn.
How did you cook the corn?
Well, first I just cut it off the actual ear of the corn, and I put it in some water for a little bit just to soften them up before I put them in the pan with the rest of it. And then I kind of layered that with the beans, since the beans and the corn kind of have like the same amount of cooking time, so they both be cooked early.
I do feel like the beans are a little overcooked.
Little.
For this one, but I'm surprised at how well the couscous is cooked. Just the soaking.
Looks a little glassy.
It does. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about the fish.
Only Coach would have noticed that before I took a gigantic
John can't
bite.
take a bite of it. Entirely.
Yeah, I'll be joining you.
Okay, okay.
Hey, Eskenazi's not too far down the road.
I think the other one had more seasoning. The first one.
Yeah, I do feel like it's lacking in seasoning.
Remember, the tastes still come out. That's how you still get the individual taste of the corn, the mushroom, the pepper.
I really, really like the texture of the corn.
It's kind of plump and, I don't, the word pop comes to mind, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's exactly the correct term.
It's sweet, but it has a lot of tooth to
How
it.
you still get the individual taste of the corn, the mushroom, the pepper.
Glassy
butter.
flavor. Questionable.
This is my Asian expired one.
Like something jazzy.
Came all together. That's it. We need to check the
So
fish.
that has bok choy, mushrooms, and green peppers.
Yeah. And this is the bok choy on the bottom,
Yes,
and it looks like you use the leaves and the stem.
yes.
What is bok choy? Just
It is Asian cabbage. It grows different than normal cabbage, so it doesn't grow in like a ball shape, like a head shape. It grows like kind of like
Looks like
leafy
fennel.
stalks. Yeah.
It's kind of a white, the green leaves.
Does it tend to have more of an earthy taste than like romaine lettuce or?
In my opinion, yes. I think it has a lot more flavor naturally than regular cabbage does.
You always get all the mushrooms.
I love mushrooms. I absolutely love mushrooms. I love cooking with mushrooms.
Me too.
Kind of has that meaty texture or something.
all the good grounds. I'll take one of
I
them.
think the
Seems to be
fish is the
pretty-
best in this one. This is definitely the best.
In for penny, in for
I agree.
penny.
I like the flavor of the bok choy. I just feel like it comes on a bit strong.
Yeah,
It's
it does.
overpowering the entire dish.
It's a lot less overpowering when I have the fish and the couscous with it. When I ate the bok choy,
I just got that right now, yeah.
I did not like it, but with the fish, definitely the best fish. The three.
Definitely the best fish.
I'm a big spinach fan. I don't think I'm a bok choy fan.
I like the bok choy, and I think it's cooked beautifully.
Thank you.
Again, I like the contrasted textures, so I like the crispy bok choy. The mushrooms are so tender. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad. I just don't like the taste of
Yeah.
bok choy, but it's really good.
Thank you. That's fair.
All right, judges, your time to judge. We've got one chef, 3 meals.
go for it.
I would say the third would be probably the most interesting and unique dish.
I like the ratatouille. I like the difference of textures and the taste that all came out very quickly.
I agree. Taste-wise, I did like the first, but the third, I would say, like objectively, from like a huge standpoint, the best.
And I think like we all said, the fish is cooked so perfectly here. I like the contrast between the fish and the mushrooms and the bok choy. I think it's an interesting combination. Cooked really well.
Thank you. Sorry.
I would say the third, I could at like the least tell that it was from a car.
Yeah.
And I think overall cooked the best, but the first I like the seasoning the best.
Yeah, the flavor of the first one.
Is this dill that's in
Yes.
this? Okay. Yeah, I did not get either the Southwestern seasoning or the Asian seasoning really coming out. So.
So what do we think?
And it may just be, are you not able to put liquids into a container when you're doing it in the car?
No, I'm not allowed to.
So you couldn't do.
Yeah, I couldn't do any
So
sauces.
it's, yeah.
Sorry for that. I apologize for the overcooked fish.
And I hate to say this, but you have corn silks in here as well, which
I did
just in
notice
terms of presentation, it's a little sloppy.
Yeah.
So.
Chef Ramsay would be pretty mad right now.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to get to make a decision amongst the five of you.
So nobody's a fan of the Southwestern.
we can roll that one out.
I lied, it's my favorite. I'm kidding. No.
Justin, what did you think?
If I was gonna pick one of these to eat again, I think I would actually pick the first.
This one.
Yeah, but I think what everyone is saying about the glasses valley.
If you were going to eat one again, what would you pick?
Restaurant, I would definitely order the third.
The third for me as well. Yeah, I'm most impressed by car cooking with the third.
First for me.
First for you. So I'm tiebreaker.
Yes.
And I would say the third. Yeah.
Chef, we've got a champion. Would you describe it?
Describe the third dish.
Yes.
All right. Well, the third dish contains bok choy, couscous, and mushrooms with green onions, and then there's steelhead trout at the bottom.
Any thoughts if you had to cook this over again, what you'd add or take away?
If I had the option to use dry seasonings, I would, to help impart more flavor into the dish, to actually express the Asian flair and influence in the dish.
Any thoughts about having cooking it longer, cooking it shorter?
I think the time it cooked at was perfect because it cooked all the vegetables perfectly. I'd probably hold back on the bok choy just a tad so it wouldn't overpower the entire dish.
Okay.